Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Sunday. We got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on MLB player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with Parlay Play. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Get some nice wins. And yeah, we'll hop in here. Busy slate as we close the weekend off. 15 matchups. Starting with the Detroit Tigers versus the New York Yankees. Yankees opening up as big home favorites at minus 310. Detroit plus 250 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for Detroit is Ronnie Garcia with an ERA of 4.70. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, and had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Yankees is Jordan Montgomery with an ERA of 3.04. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 4 strikeouts. Detroit on a 2-game losing streak against the Yankees, losing 3-0 and 13-0. They haven't scored against the Yankees yet. Yankees on a 5-game winning streak, playing very well. Detroit 0-5 on the road against the Yankees. Yeah, loving the Yankees at home. Detroit, they just have not played good at all, or have been able to even really hit the ball against the Yankees so far. I'm going to take the Yankees at home. Next matchup, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Arizona opening up as road favorites at minus 145. Pittsburgh plus 125 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for Arizona is Zach Gallen with an ERA of 2.32. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Pirates is Zach Thompson with an ERA of 5.18. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Arizona losing to Pitt yesterday 2-1. They are 12-3 on the road against Pitt, where they played very good. Zach Gallen's been pretty good on the mound. Had that one bad game where he gave up 6 runs 2 games ago, but he's still been pretty solid. I'm going to take Arizona on the road. Coming off that loss to the Pirates, I like Zach Gallen on the mound here. I'm going to take Arizona on the road. Next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Angels versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies opening up as home favorites at minus 125. LA plus 105 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Phillies is Kyle Gibson with an ERA of 3.83. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 4 He pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Angels is Patrick Sandoval with an ERA of 2.70. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Angels on a 10-game losing streak, losing to the Phillies 7-2 yesterday. Phillies on a 3-game winning streak. Angels 0-8 on the road. Yeah, I simply just don't want any part of this Angels team. They've just been so bad here on a horrible losing streak. Who knows when they're gonna start getting some wins here, but I don't like chasing a team that's on a bad losing streak to get that first win. That's just so risky. I'm gonna take the Phillies at home. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Twins versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at minus 200. Minnesota plus 180 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Twins is Devin Smeltzer with an ERA of 1.50. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for Toronto is Kevin Gausman with an ERA of 2.51. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Minnesota losing to Toronto yesterday 12-3. Toronto looked very good yesterday hitting the ball. I do like Kevin Gausman on the mound. Been very solid all season long. Smelter's been pretty good as well for the Twins here, but man, I just like Toronto at home here, where they've played very good. They've been solid at home, and yeah, I'm gonna lean with Toronto at home in this one. Next matchup, we have the Chicago White Sox versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Chicago opening up as road favorites at -115. The Rays -105 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the White Sox is Lucas Giolito with an ERA of 3.61. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rays is Ryan Yarbrough with an ERA of 4.0. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. The White Sox beating the Rays yesterday 3-2. They are just 2-4 on the road against Tampa Bay here. Close matchup, pretty even pitching matchup here. Giolito coming off a 6-run game. I'm going to take Rays plus 1.5 at home. Lost by 1 yesterday. This is a matchup can really go in either direction. So I'm going to take Rays plus 1.5 at home. Next matchup, we have the Washington Nationals versus the Cincinnati Reds. Reds opening up as home favorites at -185. Washington plus 155 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for Washington is Patrick Corbin with an ERA of 6.96. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 7 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. He's given up 15 runs in his last 3 starts. Pitching for the Reds is Luis Castillo with an ERA of 3.38. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 10 strikeouts. Hey, Washington, they've won the last 2 matchups against the Reds, 10-8 and 8-5. So there's been some good underdog value for Washington these last 2 games here, but I like the Reds at home in this one. Coming off 2 losses, Patrick Corbin's given up 15 runs in his last 3 starts. I mean, that's very hard to back as a bettor when a pitcher's been that bad. I think the Reds get it done today. I'm rolling with Cincinnati at home. Next matchup, we have the Houston Astros versus the Kansas City Royals. Houston opening up as home favorites at -230. Kansas City plus 190 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for Houston is Framber Valdez with an ERA of 2.57. His last start, he pitched 9 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Royals is Jonathan Heasley with an ERA of 4.66. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Houston losing to the Royals yesterday 6-0. I mean, that was just a tough game. I mean, I'm sure everybody had them, including me, in their parlays, and they just didn't even show up yesterday. That's how baseball goes. You just never know. So yeah, tough loss for Houston, even though they've been very good against the Royals. 9-4 on the road against the Royals here. Heasley's given up 9 runs in his last 3 starts. Valdez has only given up 5. I like Houston coming off that horrible loss yesterday of not even scoring. I think they definitely turn things around today. I'm going to take the Astros on the road. Next matchup, we have the San Diego Padres versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at -125. The Padres plus 115 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Padres is Mike Clevinger with an ERA of 3.21. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Brewers is Eric Lauer with an ERA of 2.49. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Padres on a 2-game winning streak against the Brewers, winning both matchups 4-0 and 7-0. Yeah, Milwaukee hasn't scored in the last 2 games here. Padres have been getting good underdog value these last few games. Clevinger's been solid on the mound. So is Lauer. I'd say a pretty even pitching matchup here. Again, I'm going to take Padres plus 1.5 on the road. won the last two, hasn't allowed a run. Brewers struggling the last two games, even pitching matchup. Give me Padres plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Seattle Mariners versus the Texas Rangers. Rangers opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Seattle plus 110 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Mariners is George Kirby with an ERA of 3.46. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 8 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rangers is Martin Perez with an ERA of 1.42. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Seattle losing to the Rangers yesterday 3-2. They are 8-2 in their last 10 against the Rangers. Perez has only given up 1 run in his last 3 starts. He's been very solid on the mound for the Rangers. I just think it was good value with the Mariners, especially on the money line if you guys bet money lines like that. But I'm going to take Mariners plus 1.5 on the road. But these last 2 games have been a 1-run game in either way, so can most definitely go in either direction. Seattle did cover yesterday on the run line. I'm going to take Mariners plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Braves versus the Colorado Rockies. Braves opening up as road favorites at minus 150. The Rockies plus 135 with the over-under at 12. Pitching for the Braves is Charlie Morton with an ERA of 5.47. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rockies is Ryan Feltner with an ERA of 3.71. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 6 strikeouts. Atlanta on a 4-game winning streak. They've beaten Colorado in each of the last 3 matchups. Colorado struggled against Atlanta here. Feltner has given up 7 runs in his last 3 starts here. Morton hasn't been that amazing, but I like the Braves on the road. They just look pretty dominant in these last 3 matchups against the Rockies here. The last 2 games are allowing the Rockies to only 3 total runs. I'm going to take the Braves on the road. Next matchup, we have the Boston Red Sox versus the Oakland Athletics. Oakland opening up as home favorites at minus 120. Boston plus 100 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Red Sox is Rich Hill with an ERA of 4.85. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Oakland is Frankie Montas with an ERA of 3.20. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 1 strikeout. Boston won the last 2 matchups against Oakland, 8-0 yesterday, then 7-2. Oakland on a 5-game losing streak. Boston 4-1 on the road against Oakland. I just don't see how Boston's the underdog here. I think it's the best value of the day. The way they've looked against Oakland so far, they've been pretty dominant. I'm going to take Boston plus 1.5 on the road. And, even at plus 100, I think it's a pretty intriguing play as well. Next matchup, we have the New York Mets versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at minus 180. The Mets plus 150 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Dodgers is Julio Urias with an ERA of 2.89. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, and had 8 strikeouts. Pitching for the Mets is Trevor Williams with an ERA of 3.58. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 1 strikeout. Now the Mets finally beating the Dodgers yesterday 9-4. Finally got it done. Yesterday was just a lot of teams that have been dominating just taking L's yesterday, and that's just how it goes. Mets were bound to beat the Dodgers. I do like Julio Urias on the mound. He's been very good for the Dodgers this season. Hasn't a lot of run. He's only given up 4 runs in his last 3 starts. 2 of those games. Urias he's only given up 5 runs. Williams actually is only given up 4 runs. He's been pretty solid in his last 3 starts here. I'm going to take the Dodgers at home coming off a loss yesterday. The Mets really do struggle against the Dodgers. That's their first win in a long time. To get back to back, I think it's going to be very tough for the Mets here. So I'm going to roll with the Dodgers at home. Next matchup, we have the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Chicago Cubs. Cardinals opening up as road favorites at minus 275. I'm sorry, at minus 140. Chicago plus 120 with the over/under at 8.5. Pitching for the Cardinals is Adam Wainwright with an ERA of 2.75. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs and had 10 strikeouts. Pitching for the Cubs is Justin Steele with an ERA of 5.40. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 6 strikeouts. Yeah, St. Louis beating the Cubs yesterday 7-4. It's been a very up and down series, both teams splitting a pair of wins. St. Louis is 7-2 on the road against the Cubs. Steele's given up 10 runs in his last 2 starts. Not in love with that here. I like the Cardinals on the road. Looked pretty good yesterday. The series has been going back and forth, but I'm just not in love with Justin Steele on the mound for the Cubs, so I'm going to roll with the Cardinals on the road. All right, next matchup, we have the Cleveland Guardians versus the Baltimore Orioles. These are the last 2 matchups. I can't find any current lines on them, and I'm actually recording this later in the morning. So to have these lines on out, I don't know, it's kind of annoying, but I do have one of the pitchers for Cleveland. Pitching for Cleveland is Zach Plesac with an ERA of 4.93. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run and had 5 strikeouts. Cleveland losing to Baltimore yesterday 5-4. They're 5-1 against Baltimore, so that's Baltimore's first win against Cleveland in a while. Again, I can't find any lines anywhere on these, so I'm sure they'll be out by the time I post the video, but be sure to check this stat, whenever the info does get released for this game. So without the lines, I really can't lean anywhere because I don't know who's pitching for Baltimore. So this matchup will just be a question mark for me. And honestly, just staying away from it. There's way better matchups on the board. I don't like the uncertainty with the line not being out. So do what you want with this game. Find that info when it does get released. And it'll just be a question mark for me. And then the last matchup, we had the San Francisco Giants versus the Miami Marlins. Can't find the lines on this, but I do have both pitchers. Pitching for the Giants is Jacob Junis with an ERA of 2.68. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run and had 3 strikeouts. And then pitching for the Marlins is Braxton Garrett. It looks like he's getting his first real start of the season. Giants losing to Miami yesterday 5-4. It's been kind of a back and forth here for both these teams. Don't know the line, but if I had to lean, I feel like Giants are going to be the favorite with Braxton getting his first start on the mound. Jacob Junis has been good on the mound for the Giants here. I like the Giants coming off that loss yesterday. Going to roll with the Giants on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys close the week out right and get some nice wins, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one.